back today for the long-awaited apartment tour. Jacob and I have been living in this apartment for almost 5 weeks now here in Sweden. We moved from the US. For those who have never been to my channel before, we moved here because Jacob is going and getting his master's degree at a university here, and we also intend on plan to live here permanently forever. So now that we've had most of our furniture delivered, because some of the furniture came with the apartment, some of it didn't. I will go over that with you guys. But now that it's like mostly all set up, minus some baby things that are still coming in the mail, I wanted to show it to you guys. Keep in mind, this is a very lived-in apartment. You're gonna see a lot of damage on like the walls from like holes that other tenants have put in. However, everything in this apartment has been cleaned. The goal of cleaning it all and like deep cleaning it is that anything that the baby will be able to like touch or reach is completely safe. Like chemicals are put up high, medications are put up high. There are a few things with like the curtains and stuff that I hope to plan in the future, because I don't like the strings on the, not curtains, but the shades, because kids strangle themselves in those. But once the kid is toddling, we're gonna do things like fix that, anchor all the furniture to the wall, such and such. But anyway, first we will go over the entryway. When you first walk in, it is tile. The shoe rack came with the apartment. I think the plastic little thing, I can't remember if we bought that or not, but I think it came with the apartment. This came with the apartment. We did buy the bins for Jacob's like bike helmet. We are also on the technically third floor, but the first floor here is technically ground, so it's ground for a second. So technically we're second, but we're third. There's a huge spiral staircase leading up to the apartment, and we are on one of the end units. There is only one other person on the opposite side of us, and then there's multiple people past them, but nobody on this way. We have our reusable bag of reusable bags, Jacob's backpack, a bunch of our jackets, my purse, a laptop bag, and then we have my beautiful, beautiful wagon. I love this thing. And we use it to not only go and get groceries at the local grocery store, but also we have to walk to go get big packages. It's delivered to the post office, but the post offices are like 3/4 of a mile to a mile away. So we take this to get like the really big packages. Anything we can fit in our backpack, we would just like walk. This has come in so handy so many times. Just keep in mind that, again, majority of the stuff on the walls we have not actually hung. We have taken a few things down, but we haven't hung anything up besides some command hooks on the opposite side of this door. But this door is the bathroom. And then I will show you guys where the other rooms are, and we will do the kitchen first and then do the other stuff. So if I was to turn around from where I was just standing, over here is the living room. Then we do have the bedroom, and we have a gate up with some plexiglass because Mr. Gus Rabbit can slip through those specific areas, and he has in fact. The bedroom is the only room that we are going to not allow them in, because there are some cords in there that we just don't want to protect. We also, once we have the baby, don't want him coming in and like disturbing the baby in its sleep, or like potentially getting on our beds. There's just a lot of cords that are in difficult spots, like location-wise in that room, to be putting cord protectors on and such. So that is the only room that the bunnies will not be allowed in. He has gone in there prior to us having all those cords, and he has explored it. Phoebe has been less of an explorer. She's actually the one with more problem with the cords, but that is because, or this is the reason why we had the baby gate up. We don't need it here for any other reason. He has not snuck through any of these yet, but he does definitely want to get through. Again, part of this apartment being used is that there's some old like internet cables that we have half duct taped and somebody else half duct taped. And we're just gonna hope that Phoebe doesn't want to eat them. Same thing right here, some cords. There were multiple here though, which is why I used the cord protector and some really terrible duct tape that we bought. And eventually, in this little space, probably in the opposite wall though, we are gonna probably put a freezer, like one of the mini freezers for my breast milk, once I'm like getting a stash up. However, for some reason we can't get that outlet to work, so don't know. But moving on over here, Jacob can follow me. We do have a mirror that's been put up by the prior tenants, but it kind of just works where it is. I'm thinking the freezer will probably go right here, but we'll figure it out once we get one, if that's the route that we take. We have the rabbit's room over here. It is messy. They do live in it. You're just gonna have to see it messy because that's how they live. And then moving on, we have our recycling. We do recycling very differently We have cardboard, and then we have plastic. This whole setup here, well, obviously like this stuff is mine, but this whole wooden piece, the chalkboard, and that was already on the wall when we came here. We have not moved it, nor do we plan on moving it. However, it kind of is convenient to put our keys up. I think you're supposed to put like mugs on here, but we just use it for keys. Dining room table and chairs, both left here by prior tenants. We figured, why buy another one? Also, you're gonna see fruit flies flying around and some horse flies because apartments in Europe don't have AC and they also don't have screens. So we have screened some of the windows that we possibly can, but in order for it to like keep cool in here, we typically have that door open. We don't right now because there's a wasp on the porch. However, typically that door is open because you can't open these windows and it lets the air all the way through the house and cools it down. However, you can't screen out there. So you are going to see some fruit flies. We do have, all these windows have ledges underneath them. And this is our attempt at, Jacob's attempt at gardening kind of ish. We are having trouble finding vegetables to buy in bulk, specifically herbs for the rabbits, and the rabbits eat a lot of herbs and vegetables. So we have to kind of just buy them in the pots and hope that they live as long as they do, and then we just like clip them at night for the rabbits to eat. And as you can see, well, that's a huge horsefly out there. You can see all the way through at the porch. However, again, it's hot, and if we leave those shades open, it's gonna like heat up the house even more. Or the apartment even more. But moving on to the kitchen, we have our oven, we have a dishwasher. All I'm gonna say about it is that it works. Does the job. Doesn't do the job the best, but it works. We have a bunch of cabinets over here. A weird fridge setup. That is storage actually. I think they just like put that there. I think it just like comes as a set so that you're like not wasting space above your fridge, but that is not part of the fridge. But we have the fridge and then the freezer, and those are just two drawers down there. We have up here, like I said, our cleaning supplies are way up top. And then we have some stasher bags that we brought from the US. I'm completely forgetting about what's in here. Oh, some extra baby stuff, our snacks, and then we have all of our pots and pans down here. And then we have our apartment fridge. We do have a microwave. These just have like utensils and things in them. They're the only drawers in the entire kitchen. And then we have on top of the microwave, the rabbit's cutting board. They have one, and then we have a separate one that we use our food for, and this is just for their vegetables. When we do clean it like every few days or once a week. We have a little container because they both get pain medication. Gus is only on temporarily because Gus is having a health issue right now. Phoebe has arthritis, so she gets regular arthritis pain meds. So because of that, we have a bunch of little tiny syringes. Some we brought from the US, some they gave us once we got here. Like I said, these are huge, huge cabinets. Some of them on top, like there is stuff up there. We don't use that. That's not our stuff. It was stuff that was left by the prior tenants that we are not using. But we have some extra stuff for baby in the future when they are eating, like silicone bibs and cutlery and stuff. And then we have our regular, just plates and bowls. Over here, we have cups, my shark spoon, some measuring cups, stuff left by the prior tenants. Under here, we have some like trash and recycling options. A double sink, not my favorite. I like the open sink. It kind of, I think, a waste of space to put the divider on it. But we can't help that. We have this little bowl here because I will use their syringes for 24 hours and I'll put them in here and like soak them and then clean them. Typical setup. Like I said, the dishwasher doesn't do very well at drying, so I have drying mats. So oftentimes we either, and also you could put stasher bags in the dishwasher, but the soap that we use is like leaves a weird residue, so I just choose to hand wash them. In this cabinet we have our food, but we don't have like a ton of food. And then again, stuff up top that we don't really use. Nor have I even gone through it. Down here we have a salad bowl spinner, extra pots and pans, a bread loaf pan, my Dutch oven that I brought from the US, an extra drying rack for when baby comes, because we will need a bunch of space, and a mixer that I bought because eventually I'll probably bake. I like to bake banana bread. I just haven't gotten the ingredients for it yet. I don't think, so this top one, I don't think these are really secured to the wall, to be completely honest with you. Oh, the other issue in this kitchen is lighting. There are little lights underneath here, but they're not super bright. This light, which I have wiped down, was left by the prior tenant, but you have to plug it in to use it. There's no like switch on it, so I just hang it up over here. And then we have the bunny's medication. We need to replace the battery for the fire alarm. Our medications, because again, all medications, batteries will be gone by the time baby's here because I have a thing against batteries. But any other rabbit medication, my little list where I put all my groceries. Then we have the oven and another cabinet. And as you can see, we aren't using a ton of the cabinets. But that's okay, because in the future, if we want to get stuff, we can fill it. Moving on to the rabbit's room, like I said, it's dirty in here. But they have their litter box. We did bring this castle from the US, and man, was it a pain in the butt to build, but Gus likes being on top of it. We have a bunch of toys. Like I said, we have a fly problem here. We cannot help it, but these fly traps are definitely working. They seem to like all die overnight because they can't leave and go outside through the porch, and then more come in during the day. So we're trying our best. And it's because of the litter box. We do clean the litter box twice a week, and we do vacuum twice a week. These were the only wardrobes that actually were in the physical apartment when we came in. We bought some more for our room. We did potentially, even though the other room is bigger, we considered like putting our beds in here, but they just weren't gonna fit properly. But on this side, we have all of my like seasonal clothing, because a bunch of my clothing doesn't fit right now, so there's no point putting it in my closet. And then a bunch of like extra baby clothes. There's extra baby clothes over there. The other side of the closet is the baby's closet, and it looks exactly the same except for these shelves go all the way. So there's no extra space here, but we just choose to put our extra bags there. I don't have my boots out, my fall boots out yet, because it's still really, really hot. So we put them in there. And then in this back corner over here, I also have my expensive purses on the back of the store because that came with the apartment. This is a mess. I'm not gonna lie. It's a hot mess. The bunnies are not allowed under here because not only do we store the vacuum under there, and it has a cord that Phoebe could eat, but there's other cords that we cannot move that are coming through the wall. So in the meantime, I plan on putting their stroller there once their stroller arrives with Jacob's parents in December. So their stroller will go under there and probably will block all of those cords. But until then, we just have this chair holding that up. This was the carrier that they came over in. We probably will never use it again unless we are like moving or something. But we still do just physically have it here, and their paperwork to get to get to Sweden. I need a bucket for this. I do. I just haven't bought one yet. But their toys and things are kind of strewn. Their food, their carriers that we take them to the vet in, some of their toys. These are extra baby hangers because I feel like I always need more hangers. And then extra seasonal, my clothing, Jacob's clothing, and baby clothing is also up there. Moving on to our bedroom. All right, walking into our bedroom, the first thing you guys are going to notice is that Jacob and I sleep in separate beds. But we're married. Why would we do that? That's because Jacob has a sleeping disorder, and Jacob has been known to be unsafe due to his dream reenactments. So because we have a baby on the way, I don't want the baby potentially even being near him if he has one of those unsafe dream reenactments. And also we don't know how the lack of sleep and the stress of school is going to affect him. He typically, with lack of sleep and stress, kind of ramps those up a little bit in like terms of occurrence. So for now, we are sleeping separately. We did get beds that would look decent, nice, put together. So once baby is potentially 6 months old, out of the bassinet and in their own crib, like a separate crib where they are safe in it, we probably at that point will push the beds together. But for now, we have been multiple times recommended to by his doctor to not sleep in the same bed for safety reasons. But we have my body pillow. I haven't used it yet because it's been too hot to sleep at night. I don't even sleep with the sheets on at night because it's so hot. But we have that, we have my knee pillow, and then I also bought an extra pillow to put behind me at night in terms of when I'm breastfeeding. And then Jacob coming in here, why don't you go over there? We do have our 2 wardrobes that we bought and put together. I think all of our furniture, yeah, all of our furniture is from IKEA, if anyone's wondering. It has 2 drawers, and then we're gonna open Jacob's because it's a little bit cleaner. We just have some paper, little boxes that we can pull out. and that's it. We have some storage on top. Jacob's playing card backpack. That came with the apartment. It's like a moving blanket, but it actually came in handy to put furniture together. My breastfeeding pillow and a pillow that Jacob bought that he doesn't want. Then we have some seasonal decorations back here. However, our car seats are arriving today. So I'm thinking, because we probably will only, and also our laundry as you can see, we'll probably only use the car seat to come home from the hospital because we use public transit here. So I may, once it shows up today, lower this back down and then store the car seat there. In terms of the stroller and stuff in the future, I may like move the car seat up, maybe put some stroller accessories, seats, or the cot on these, and I can put these above those and kind of condense all that. This is the rest of the bedroom. It's pretty boring. You're probably wondering what's up with the duvets. That's because I bought the wrong size. So they overflow the beds on the sides a little bit. But we're making it work, and it's just fine as of right now. We have a little table in between us, and the top drawer is just like a tech drawer. Then we have a switch and some tech accessories underneath. As you can see, Jacob has a CPAP. We have charging cords there with some things on the back to keep the cords from like retracting. We have some nursing pads over there and some tissues. We have a fan, a beautiful window. This window is the only window in the house that opens and will stay with this little plastic piece. I don't even know if you can see it. It's like stays open, but they've all been like broken off by prior tenants in the other rooms. This is the only window that will stay open by itself in the whole apartment, so you'll see what we do to keep the other windows open. Then we have a little mini home speaker as a sound machine, and you're supposed to keep it like 6 feet away is I think what they say, so we have it on a little table over here so that's not too close to Jacob or I or baby. And then we have these shelves. I did put a little trinket up on the shelf, the little kangaroo that I got from Australia, but these were the things that were on the wall when we got here, and we did, you can probably tell, removed one down here so that when we're walking by we're not like hitting it. But other than that, that's the bedroom. The living room is by far the roughest looking room in the house. And this is actually the only wall that we did not clean because it's wallpaper. However, just bear with us because we are only planning on living here while Jacob's going to school. So we're going to be here for less than 2 years. So there's no point in us like trying to fix the walls and investing money in this apartment if we're not going to be here for very long. But when you first walk in, we have a light that came with the apartment. We have this weird little side table over here. And the reason for that is because there's a router in this corner. I think it's hot. And I can't put it in like a cloth basket or anything because of how hot it gets. So for safety reasons, to cover it up for the bunnies not to get to it, I was able to find this piece of furniture and a wire basket that it sits in. And then there's just some extra like drawers that like maybe toys will go in. I don't know. We haven't figured it out yet. Then we have a baby bookshelf with some baby toys. It's not really that filled. It's pretty empty. But moving on, we have this cool seat. It came with the apartment. I don't know what to do with it, so we're just going to put it in here because it's comfy and we want to use it. Coming over to the windows. Like I said, the windows do not stay open by themselves. So we have chairs in here so that when they open, we can put the chair there. It props it open because sometimes it gets really windy and it can the windows can slam on themselves. Like I said, the only window that stays open by itself with that little plastic piece is in that room. However, and we will show you, or maybe I won't show you, I don't know, the door to the back porch, when you open it and you put the handle back down, it locks it in place. So that's actually really nifty. Turns out these don't do that, but we tried. Moving on. Over here we have a bookcase that came with the apartment. This was already pre-installed and this was already in it. We do have some cardboard in the back because this is another corner with some weird wires. And we may in the future move all this furniture around. It's in kind of awkward places. However, to prevent the bunnies from getting back to those cords, we have put cardboard on the back of the bottom part of it. Then Jacob just has some of his playing cards. We have some of our hardware tools and some pens and pencils, some notebooks for school that just kind of look ugly if they're out, and then some other books, cookbooks and such. I have a yoga mat here to do my stretches. A mat that maybe in the future we'll put up, but I wanted to for sure take with us. And then a converter that I plugged in and it smelled like it was burning. So No longer gonna use that, but we need to figure out how to dispose of it properly. This also came with the apartment. As you can see, there's weird spots to plug things in here. So we have this cord protected. We have the baby's diaper caddy, which probably will get rearranged and reorganized. But behind here we have a taped on electrical protector, outlet protector, yeah, I'm saying that weird. But anyway, this piece came with the apartment. The top 2 drawers have like more tech stuff and just wires in it. The bottom 2 drawers don't have anything in it. And then we have the coffee table. It's a little bent, dealt with a little bent. Again, it came with the apartment. We figured we'd utilize it. And then a couch that we bought from IKEA with some blankets that I also bought from IKEA. And probably over time, like we plan on having like a baby swing in here and like a baby play mat in here. And that corner that's totally empty will probably have the Christmas tree. It's a definite work in progress, but we're working on it. The last room that we have before we're gonna show the porch is the bathroom. So when you first come in the bathroom, there is a washer. However, the only thing that is not included in our rent here is electricity. And the way the laundry works here is that there's actual separate laundry rooms in which all of the like buildings, there's multiple buildings in this whole area. But we get assigned a washroom, and then you can go down and there's like a little screen and you can book a time there for your apartment. So we do share a laundry room, but it has 2 washers, a dryer, and then like a drying cabinet thing that is very common in Europe. And it doesn't cost us anything to use that. However, if I use this, it costs me electricity to use this. So we do typically go and do laundry there. Sometimes if I'm in like a bind, I'll do something here, like if a bunch of towels get ruined or something, that's when I'll use it. It's not a normal one. It's like one of those European like spinner ones, but it does work. Then we have some medicine cabinets. All of our meds, I do have like the laundry stuff just in this like bottom corner, but chemicals and things up high in terms of baby. And then down here, I need a jewelry box, but we have jewelry, hair accessories, some more first aid stuff, but like things that the kid could eat and would be completely fine to consume. Then we have a laundry basket that came with the apartment that I washed and cleaned that I think we will use for our cloth diapers. We have a glittery toilet. That's cool, interesting. We have a plunger, a toilet bowl scrubber that we've never used either of those, and I just put in a little tiny waste bin because I floss my teeth at night, so I throw them in there. We have our sink that has nothing underneath it, and then all of our stuff up here. Those were built into the wall, so we put our hand towel there. We have our kind of odd shower, but it works. Again, everything has been like deep cleaned in there, even though like it looks kind of scuzzy and gross, it's not. And those are in fact like stains on the floor that came with the apartment. I don't know how to remove them, but I'm not gonna try to remove them. Over here we have a basket with baby's wash stuff that will go with the tub. And then this again came with the apartment. We've put little drawers in here for all of our toiletries and such. And then we have a little space where we just throw our step stool and our mop. Last but not least, we have our porch. And again, I'm going to limit time out here because there was a wasp out here earlier. And here, I'll close this just to make sure it doesn't get in our apartment. Well, I'll close it for the most way because I'm paranoid that's gonna like lock. But we have drying racks out here. Sometimes our clothing doesn't dry fully. We have 3 different drying racks, one that came with the apartment and then we bought 2. We have a little sitting area down there. That couch was originally in the living room when we showed up, but we moved it out here because it was gross. We have extra dining room table chairs. We do keep some of our food trash out here to try to limit the fruit flies coming into our house. And then we have a IKEA changing table that I'm using to put some of our cleaning products in our buckets, and then the hay, because the bunnies do come explore out here, but we don't want them to eat that hay. And then over there we throw everything. This is all of our storage, all of our luggage, stuff that came in the apartment that we are not using, and some extra mail from some prior tenants. Thank you guys for watching, and thank you Jacob for filming, although he didn't he didn't really want to be seen in the video today. But I hope you guys enjoyed. It was kind of like a quick and rushed apartment tour, but there's nothing like too exciting to show you guys, I feel like. But again, thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed and got to see a little glimpse of our life. And it's, like I said, it's probably gonna change. We're getting some more baby furniture and stuff soon, but we'll show you guys that when it comes.